Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking free Halloween crochet patterns. I was searching around trying to find some for my own use, and I noticed there's a lot of similar ones. There's a lot of pumpkins, there's a lot of candy corn, and there's a lot of ghosts, and not a lot of different ones in there. So I wanted to make a list. I have over 40 of all my favorite ones that I found from around the internet. There is some pumpkins, there is some candy corn, there is some ghosts, but I also found some super cool and unique ones that I think you'll love. So yeah, I'm gonna slide over here and I'll put a big picture of them up here and let you know where you can find them. The first big chunk of them are all gonna be from Instagram because that's usually my main source of patterns, and I've organized them by what the thing is. The first one, obviously, it has to be the pumpkins. The first one is Crochet by Janina. It is this pumpkin here. It is a little mini one, so it's a perfect little size if you're doing it for markets, for a gift, or just general decoration. I also have one by Churka_toys_patterns. This one's a bit of a bigger one. It's a bit more realistic, although you do have to sew those indents in. We have a bit of a different take on the pumpkin by Coffee and Crochet 01 Petey the Pumpkin Pal. I just think he's adorable and he has so much character with him. I love the little arms and legs and the little face. I think it's an excellent character. The next one we have is by Lucky Skeen. Skeen. Debate in the comments, please, how you pronounce that word, because I say Skeen, but I know everyone says it different. So I'm curious to know what the consensus is. This one, super cool. It's a jack-o'-lantern. So you kind of are doing some color changes in there, but I think the end product is super cool and super worth it. Next, my personal favorite is by Spammy Crochets. It's for a Jellycat pumpkin. Hold on, I made two, I'll show you. This is the first one I made in this dark orange color. You cannot tell me this isn't the cutest thing ever. And then I also made this one in a lighter orange, which I love just as much. His legs are a little more dangly, but I feel like the vibe is just there. I just think they are so adorable and I'm obsessed with this pattern. A much more simpler one is My Universe 64, just this little tiny one. I don't even think you sew indents in. It's basically just a ball done in one piece. No sew, just if you want something simpler, more basic, or you're more of a beginner. I'm desperate to make this one, but I don't know what I would use it for. It's by Cortez Crochets. Pardon my pronunciation, I will put the spelling underneath, but it is for Snoopy inside a pumpkin. Can it get any cuter than that? Honestly, I don't think so. The only thing that would make it cuter is if Snoopy was inside a Jellycat pumpkin. I just think this is the perfect pattern. Heading into our next category, we have candy corn. So I have one by Just Needling. It's just a super simple, tiny little one. I think it's meant for keychain size. And I found one by Morning Glory Homespun, which I think is kind of a cool different take that adds a bit more character. So it has little legs and little arms. It's more of a little character, which I think is super cute. For ghosts, I have my first one by Innocent Teddies. This one is just a super basic, super simple ghost. And I love that it comes with little accessories. So as you can see, there's the two little hats and the trick-or-treat bag. This one is a bit of a combination of two. It's made by Manda Mal. It's for keychains. It's for a pumpkin and a ghost. The pattern is just combined into one, but I love the little tiny ghost and I also love the little tiny pumpkin. This one by Hook and Haven. I know it's not your traditional ghost, but I'm just so beyond obsessed with it. I just think it's beyond adorable and kind of a different take on a ghost that's not maybe overdone. Similarly, another all-time favorite one in the same vein as Snoopy Pumpkin is by Doding? I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's the Halloween puppy. I need to make this. I need to make this like yesterday. Look at it. It's so freaking cute. Similar to the Snoopy and the pumpkin, I also have one by Tinkering Crochet, which is for a ghost in a pumpkin. If you're sensing a theme, I like the pumpkins and I like little characters. So we have a ghost in a pumpkin. Adorable. What more can I say? Next, we're getting into spiders, which I think is another quintessential Halloween crochet item. My first one is Crochets by Dare. It's called Skitter the Spider. It's a more realistic one, so it is kind of creeping me out a little, but I think it's still super cute and it's no sew. On a more cutesy, little more kid-friendly note, I have one by Double Dutch Crochet Co. It's for this one. It's more of just a giant cuddly spider. Next, we're gonna get into some miscellaneous items. By Loops and Knots Crochet, we have a little bat. I think this one is perfect, adorable, again, super Halloween-y. From Bumby Crochet, I have a zombie. This one definitely does look a bit more complicated because there's the color changes and the little details sewn on, but I think a zombie, again, quintessential Halloween. Super simple one, again, for keychains is by Mom Stitchetti. I'm assuming a pun on Mom Spaghetti, which I love. I have a little skull here, which I think is super adorable. And again, small, simple, fast. This one I thought was super cool. It's by Chrissy's Spooky Crochet. So clearly she's an expert on Halloween things. It's for a voodoo doll. I love the button eyes and I love the stitches all over it. I think this is such a cool and different thing. I love it. I also found another one from her that is from the movie Trick or Treat. It's Sam, the little pumpkin guy that wears the hood over his head. If anybody knows what that is, I'll put the picture of him here. Another super recognizable one that I think people would love is by Loops and Love Bugs. It is for a Jack Skellington snuggler. I had to look up what a snuggler was by looking at the pattern. It basically means that you make a full body, but as opposed to stuffing it and having it like a full plushie, it's just loose, so it's more cuddly. But I just think the face on it is so perfect because he's definitely a Halloween icon. Next, we have another one of my personal favorites that I have made. It's by Oksana Kamenebra. Don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it on the screen, but it is for a black cat, and the pattern also includes one for a little witch's hat. I will grab it. Fair warning, I made this like 2 years ago when I was still getting into crochet, so I definitely could make a better version now, but this is what my cat turned out as, and I ended up with this little witch's hat, which I think is so cute. If you go something like this, it sits on the ear, which I think is super cute and adds a lot of character to it. Next, we're gonna go into my collection of patterns I have found on Pinterest and just websites and other places. Still easily accessible and completely free, but it's just places other than Instagram, so you can't just search for an account. This is another favorite of mine. It is for another candy corn, but this one's a lot bigger one, so I think it's a better size. It's more cuddly. It's on myfavoritepatterns.com, but I think it's super adorable, super cuddly, and adorable. This one is a personal favorite that I want to make really bad as well. It's by notbadami.com. This one in particular for a Frankenstein I think is so perfect for Halloween. I do know that the monster is not called Frankenstein and that the monster is unnamed and Frankenstein is the doctor, but the pattern says Frankenstein, so we're going with Frankenstein. Next, by Stringy Ding Ding on Pinterest is where I found this one. It's a Halloween set, but there's a bat, a pumpkin, a candy corn, and then a couple bigger characters. So if any of those look appealing to you, go for it. Another black cat one is by Olga Koklova. Again, pardon my pronunciation. It is for this little black cat here, which I think is so cute. And it also comes with almost like a wizard hat and cape, which I think is perfect. It's like his little costume. By Spinny Yarn Crochet, we have this ghost. Personally, I think this ghost might have my favorite face out of all of them. I just think it is so beyond cute. If you want one that stands, there is a free pattern on Ribbler by Crochet by Sandy. It has the little arms and everything, so I think it's perfect. Rose and Lily Amigurumi on YouTube, they have patterns for a little candy corn and a little ghost as well. But again, they're pretty similar to the other ones. This one just has a video tutorial attached, so if you're someone that learns better through watching tutorials, I would recommend that one for you. I have another spider. This one's by the Crochet Code. I think this one is so creepy. I love what they did on the one tail where they made it fluffy. I think, ugh. It definitely gives me the creeps. I'm so terrified of spiders, but I do think this one is super cool and super realistic looking if that's more what your vibe is. Next, I found this amazing website, vercadia.com. They don't have just Halloween patterns. They have a million, but there was one section specifically that I found called Autumn Cuties, and it was amazing. First of all, there was a little tiny pumpkin, which I loved. More on a fall than a Halloween vibe, there was a little acorn and a little mushroom, which I think were adorable. But when I was scrolling through, there was even more Halloween ones that I figured I should add to the list. So I figured we would just rapid fire through them. We have one for a witch's hat, and not just one that you would put on another crochet creation. We have a cauldron, again, perfectly Halloween-y, witchy. We have a candy apple. Again, not necessarily Halloween specifically, but kind of just like fall. We also have a little tiny candy, a little sweet treat, if you will. I know, again, not technically Halloween, but candy and Halloween, I feel like just go together no matter what. And they also have a candy corn and a ghost, as every website does. Then on Ravelry, this one is so cool, but it is for a Grim Reaper. I think this is possibly one of the coolest things I've seen. The fact that it has no head and it just stands up like that is so creepy and so cool. Just awesome. I think it would be such a cool decoration to have around the house. And with that, that brings us to the end of my haul of Halloween crochet patterns that I was able to find. I hope this video gave you some alternatives, some different ones to try, anything that you're interested in. Let me know in the comments if you plan to make any of these, or if you have any patterns of your own that you're planning on making for Halloween that I missed. Please let me know, because I'm always looking for patterns to add to my archives as well, and I would love to see what you guys are up to. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I will have more videos coming soon, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya!